So anyway, I was trying to say, I got to set on the mill now. I had my power washer set up over yonder beside the driveway, where I did all the primary washing on this thing. I didn't want to wash it over here by the sawmill because this area stays wet, especially in the wintertime right now. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we get absolutely no sun on the sawmill in the wintertime. So I try to avoid bringing any excess water over here. So I washed it all primarily over there by the driveway, and then I was able to pick it up with the skidding tongs completely off the ground so I didn't drag it through the mud on the way here. Alright, so we just got the walnut stump up here on the mill, and it might have actually set it up here really lucky. I'm not sure, but looking down the deck here, if it's not going to clear, it's going to be real close. So I'm just looking at that cut off there, if it's going to clear the post. And then over here, my only concern is, I know I could shave right down this side and take off like 3 inches, and then we'd have no problems at all, but I really don't want to if I can help it. So the only issue there is just trying to figure out, I'm about to make a cut into it just to see if it'll pass, but once I do, if it doesn't pass, then I'm committed to, you know, that cut profile for the rest of the stump. So I'm really reluctant to make this first cut. I'm going to look at it here and see. It's such a beast to get it on here and wrestle it around. Maybe if I roll it 90 degrees to the left here, it would shape up a little better, because there's a really good flat side there that it would sit on. But I don't know if this dimension here, top to bottom, if that's, if it's any less really, you know. Try to see. The thing is, I can't pull my tape all the way over there. I'm just kind of eyeballing where the end of the tape is at down there, and it looks like maybe it's only 29 inches in that dimension. So let's try that. Let's try to roll. It's a beast to roll it, but I've got to wrap the chain, and actually the chain's wedged underneath it right now. I got to wrap the chain around 2 sides and then try to hook on the 3rd side with a 3rd chain. Yeah, whatever, it's too much to explain. Yeah, let me just see if I can roll it. Alright, well, I'm happy we decided to do that. Rolled it up, and you can see we got all kinds of room. This topmost edge right here might want to hit that guide, but I can actually scoot it over because I've got a little extra room over here too, I think. Now that I say that, now that I look at it, I feel like I don't. So hold on, let me study. All right, well, common sense finally reached out and slapped me in the head. Said, hey dummy, wake up. I took my blade off. I took my blade off and just rolled the saw head forward to see what might hit. And sure enough, that guide on that side, which was the one I was worried about, it caught this little snag that was right here. It's that little scrap there on the ground now. So I just shaved that little corner off, and everything clears no problem. So let's get the blade on and let's get her cut. All right, there goes nothing. Log I've been chasing for almost 3 years. See if we can't mess it up. this.
Oh, that looks heavy.
Yeah, watch out for that. You gotta see this, what's inside here.
Good stuff.
Oh, huh?
Good stuff.
The walnut, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful domestic hardwoods we have. Oh, shoot, get up here.
Unless I was stronger than you, I might be able to set that up. But
If you were stronger than me.
it's heavy for you, though. Heavy for you, heavy for me.
I don't have my power washer out here to get a good rinse on it, but that's horrible. Ah, darn it, Mackenzie. I just want to wash it off and show everybody how pretty it is. Well, okay. I normally have my pressure washer to blast it off there and show you guys how pretty it is, but take my word for it. It is pretty. It looks like the blade's a little dull, was skipping a little bit. I think I can get one more out of it though. It's not, the blade's not rising up. And I didn't really feel it skipping. That may have just been me not having steady pressure on it while I was walking through. But I want to take a couple more off here at 8/4 give or take, and then I'll roll it over. But so far, pretty. Okay, went and got a garden hose, washed it off right, so I could really give it proper justice. Look at that. The saw lines in it kind of detract from it a little bit, but all those different little spots in there, little inclusion right there. Yeah, that's pretty. All right, let's keep slabbing this baby down. All right, so we just got the next one off, and like an idiot, when I took the first top cap off, I didn't get myself set on a 2-inch interval, and it doesn't really matter actually. It just, that piece there, I ended up cutting it, I think, a little bit thicker than 8/4. And so once we're done here, I'll pull it back and I'll resaw it down to 8/4 or whatever it needs to be. But I think, I don't know what I was really thinking, honestly. I don't know. But anyway, I just got that piece cut off so we can see this piece. And this is pretty. I did have to do one more trim. That edge profile over there was still sticking out a little bit more, and my saw guide hit. When I could drop down 2 inches, the saw guide hit. So I shaved it off with a chainsaw. I mean, it is what it is. I would have loved if I could have kept more live edge on this thing, but at this point it doesn't really matter. I mean, the whole thing could be cut down for cutting boards if somebody wants. I don't care. What we're after here is the character in the stump itself, not really the live edge. It's more just about the growth character within the stump ball. So anyway, let's get another 2 inches off of there, and then this will be the first true 8/4 piece. So it'll go on the pallet, and we'll be reverse stacking everything so that we can keep up with pieces that match, as far as book matching, or I can't remember what the word is, not consecutive grain, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. So if somebody wants to book match 2 of these 8/4 slabs, they can. Anyway, okay, let's get going. Well, the stump slab project is finally complete. My junky mechanic just showed up. I don't know how loud this truck is in the video. Anyway, so yeah, I finally got it all broke apart, washed up, inventoried, sequenced, everything. And the real challenge about this was that my saw head does not raise high enough to just take all this down. This piece actually technically belongs on the other side, but I'm not restacking the whole pile just to do that. So my saw head doesn't go high enough to do this all the way down, and so I actually had to break it in half at about 24 inches and then slab that section down, then come back and resaw the piece, the top cap that I'd taken off, and back and forth and back and forth. So by the time I was done, I had the parts all mixed match. I had a decent grouping of them that was all solid sequential out of the bigger chunk, but then all the pieces that I had to take out of the top cap and resaw, those were all mix and match. So it took me a little bit of time today going back through it. I had to restack it, I think, twice to get it all right. But it's all done now. It's all stacked up. Like I said, it's all been washed, photographed, and inventoried. So we're gonna put these babies up for sale and become millionaire. Yeah, right.